morning, good afternoon from wherever you're tuning in from. This is Grace. Grace Nzula is my name, and this is you're tuned in to Get It Right with the Tara Solutions. And we're very, very excited to have you this evening. And today we have a very, very interesting topic and an awesome speaker. So we're very, very excited and looking forward to having an engaging session. Get It Right with the Tara Solutions is a webinar series that takes place every Tuesday from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. on Zoom. Our aim is to demystify issues in entrepreneurship and employment. We do this in partnership with a number of organizations. We are on season 3. Season 1, we did 26 episodes. Season 2, we did 33 episodes, with the last one being a physical session. And now we are on the 17th or 18th session, and this is quite exciting. And we really, really appreciate you for keeping it here every Tuesday from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Of course, we wouldn't do this if it was not good for you or without you showing up. So we are really, really grateful to you, our audience, and we are very, very excited. We want to appreciate our partners who have been with us through this journey, and they are helping us be able to deliver to you some of these sessions, because this consistency needs a bit of support. So I want to appreciate Balcon Housing. Balcon Housing is a real estate company that deals with real estate and property management. They have been in the market for over 20 years. And then we have Stallion Construction Company. Stallion Construction is a construction company. If you're looking to renovate your house, if you're looking to build a house, if you're looking to do partitions to your new office, if you're looking to make any changes in your house, then Stallion Construction Company are your people. If you have a piece of land and you're wondering what to do with it, or you want to put up a structure, then Stallion Construction Company are there for you. And then we have Ames College of Business and Technology. Ames College of Business and Technology is an organization that deals with school. It's a college. So if you have people who are looking to do their diploma, their certificate levels, or any certified courses like the CHRP and CPAs, actually, CHRP is really awesome at Ames College of Business and Technology. You can actually study online, which is really, really amazing. So Ames College of Business and Technology, if you're looking to take on your CHRP, CPA, and if you have somebody or you want to do your diploma or a certificate in something, Ames College of Business and Technology are your people. And then we have One Day Restaurant. One Day Restaurant is a restaurant located on Kambiti, at Ola Kambiti. Ola Kambiti is the new petrol station at Kambiti. Kambiti is located on Nyeri Nanyuki Highway. Nairobi Nyeri Highway or Nairobi Nanyuki. Just at Kambiti, there's a new Ola petrol station, and that is where you find One Day Restaurant. Their food is just out of this world. Chicken and spinach, my God. And then we have the Career Management Center. Career Management Center is a HR and consulting firm. They have a program for moms who want to go back to work. So if you are a mom who has taken a break to go and raise your family, or you have taken a break from employment for just any reason, especially mother-based breaks, they have an awesome program that helps you bounce back into employment and help you prepare you to go back into employment, and explaining your gap. And we all understand what happens when you become a new mom and you want to go back to work. So Career Management Center are there for you. And then we have Pathway Solution Services. Pathway Solution Services have been our partners for season 2 and season 3. They have an LMS. LMS is Learning Management System, where you can actually self-paced learn. They have content on their system, and then you just log in and you learn by yourself, you do an assessment, and you get a certificate. Now, the beauty of it is you actually get a certificate at the end of the course. Pathway Solution has been our support, and they have given quite a number of you free trainings. And then we have WeClean. WeClean is a carpet cleaning company where they have a machine that cleans your carpet within 6 minutes. This is quite amazing. That machine is just doing wonders. I love what innovation has done. And WeClean, they do 24-hour delivery. So they pick up your carpet today and they clean it and deliver it back. They actually do pick up and delivery for free around Nairobi. So if you're in Nairobi and your carpet needs some TLC, please get in touch with WeClean. They are on Instagram, or reach out to me and I'll be able to give you their contacts. And then we have Kapula Mintito. Kapula Mintito sell coastal vipochopocho via Mombasa, like your coastal snacks like mabuyu. They have cashew nuts, they have mirimbi, they have CMOS. For those of you who are looking into your health, they have CMOS gel, they have honey, they have quite a lot. Kapula Mintito, you can check them out on Instagram. Oh my God, I love their mabuyus. I'm in Mombasa right now, and if you want mabuyus from Kapula Mintito, tetemesha M-Pesa alafu nitakuletea free delivery at this point. And then we have Fina Gardens Resort. Fina Gardens is a restaurant, or rather a resort, based in Naivasha on your North Airport. As you head to the lake, they are actually not too far from the junction on Moi South Lake Road. And they have beautiful, beautiful swimming pool. Their rooms are wonderful, and their fish is out of this world. So if you're looking for accommodation around Naivasha, or you're going out with your family and you're looking for a place for the kids to swim, then Fina Gardens Resorts are your people. And then we have the career guidance and this is a college that offers a diploma in career guidance. So for the HR professionals tuned in here tonight, if you're stuck about guiding your employees in terms of their career, or you're here and wonder what to do with your people, or you work with the youth and you really need to up your game in terms of career guidance, or this is an area of interest, they actually have a 1-year diploma course, and it's actually done online, and you attend class 4 days a week, and you get to understand and become have a diploma in career guidance. This is amazing if you run a school, or if you have employees, or if actually you're interested in working with the youth. For those of you who are mentors in church or in other youth projects like madrasa and stuff, for career guidance college is actually your people, and I will be talking more about them. So thank you so much, our partners. We really appreciate you. Thank you for making this happen for the fans of Get It Right, and thanks for making us helping us make a difference into people's lives. I can see our sign language interpreter is here, Madam Catherine Sidandi. Thank you so much for showing up, and we really, really appreciate you. Asante sana. We have Kevin. Kevin, you can go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, everyone. My name is Kevin Adipo. I work with Atara as a HR consultant. And today we have an amazing topic that I know everyone is going to enjoy. Be ready, have your notebooks ready, because today, as Grace would say it, tunaenda kutetemesha. Grace, back to you.
Today we are getting it right on quarter life crisis. You know, the first time I was discussing this, I came across this topic was through Anthony. And it was quite interesting because we were discussing another project that we were doing. Anthony happens to be also my good friend. So, and when he talked about this, I never looked back. I kept looking for more information about it. It's a new concept, and you guys are privileged to be among the first people to find out what exactly it is and how you can employ it, or how you can support your people. Allow me to not introduce Anthony, because I know he does a better job to that than myself, but I can tell you that for a fact, he's an amazing trainer, and you guys will be, you'll have fun. So he is a transitions coach. Let me just say that. Over to you, Anthony.
Thank you, Grace. As Grace said, she is my friend. Apart from being my colleague, she is my friend, and we have collaborated on some projects together, and she's a fantastic person to work with. Good day to you. Good morning. I have no idea the time zones that we are dealing with here. So hello, and thank you Atara Solutions for inviting me. My name is Anthony Washira. I am indeed a transitions coach. I am a training facilitator, and I am a speaker. I am excited today to discuss the subject of quarter life, and the training, or the way I want us to do this today is that I'm going to take us through a presentation, And then after that, we can have a short discussion. If there are any questions, I can clear out some things. So if I may, I would like to get straight to sharing my slides, and then we can have a discussion straight after that. So allow me to do that. Okay, there we are. There we are. So our topic today is quarter life, and we are going to look at how we're going to describe it. We're going to see a couple of things about it. I am talking to you as I fidget with my technology so that it works right. I think it is where I want it to be. So let me do an introduction with a slide. Alrighty. So my name is Shira. I'm a transitions coach. I'm a millennials coach and consultant. That's a passion place for me. And by extension, I have had to start learning about that other generation we are calling Gen Z. And in my research and in my talk with some people, I actually learned there's another one called Generation Alpha. I'm not so sure we're going to dwell into all that today. Yes, and I also am an EQ coach, and I offer LinkedIn branding for executives. I've been blessed and privileged to have trained, coached, or spoken to 6,000 leaders across 5 continents. I take it as a privilege, and I'm really, really passionate about what I do. And I've had the pleasure of serving people from the boardroom down to the shop floor. I'm a sanguine, so I am a bit noisier than usual. I try not to be so noisy at night. So something that we sanguines do is we like showing off a little bit. So those are pictures of me. I hope you can spot me in all those photos, doing this work that I love. In particular, I want you to spot this one here where we are holding these red folders. We had actually finished conducting, or rather launching, a survey on millennials in Africa done by Brighter Monday. I was privileged to be a part of the team that had a chance to speak about that. So it is a passion place for me, and I'm happy to be discussing things related with our young people because they are our children, they are our brothers and sisters, they are our employees. So we need to get it right with those young people if we are going to have a great future as a country, as a people, and even as organizations. Our objectives for today are 4. I would like us to understand the quarter life crisis. I will attempt to differentiate it briefly with the midlife crisis, which is more common. I'll give you a couple of statistics on the quarter life crisis. And last but not least, how can we manage this crisis? And of course, we'll have a period of question and answers. So I will get straight to defining quarter life crisis. Now, I must say that there's no hard and fast description for this, but I will go with these 2 definitions. The first one is given by Dr. Alex Fauci. He's a clinical psychologist, and he says that quarter life crisis is a period of insecurity, doubt, and disappointment surrounding your career, relationships, and financial situation. And he was referring to younger people who are in their 20s. Another definition from the website called themuse.com is that a quarter life crisis is a period of intense soul searching and stress occurring in your mid-20s and early 30s. Further research, of course, has added to this and said that it can begin as early as 18 and it can go actually above 30s, even to the mid-30s. So I will try and describe the midlife crisis and how it differs from this. So people in the midlife crisis are people who are looking back. They are empty nesters if they were parents. They are people who are retiring. They are people who have had a career or some life, and they're looking back and thinking that their best lives are behind, their best life is behind them. So one of the things that we find in midlife crisis is regret. The opposite, quarter life crisis is not about the back, it's about the front. The front looks grim. These young people are confused. They don't know what lies ahead. They are coming into a transition phase in their lives, and they are basically afraid. They are confused. And of course, as we continue with this presentation, you will see a couple of things and statistics that will clarify that a little more. So I view quarter life as a period of transition. And you heard that I'm a transitions coach. And these people who are in quarter life, and we are saying they're in their 20s, and the term quarter, of course, was used because there's a quarter life and there's a midlife, is because they're transitioning from childhood to adulthood. We are expecting them to learn to adult. We are expecting them to behave like adults. Then they're also transitioning from dependence to independence. So they have been living under the care of their parents, and they're learning to become independent. They've just finished college and they're going to look for a job, or they've just found a job and they're trying to figure it out. They're coming from a place of structure and having to learn to create structure for themselves. They're coming from a place where they have a family identity and going to create their own identity. Then, and as far as that is concerned, they're also coming from a place where they have been carrying family values, and now they are creating their own personal values. Of interest to note is that these people that we are talking about, we consider them adult. We want them to adult. But science tells us that the human brain does not fully mature until the age of 25. Now, I'm pausing for effect. So we are here expecting these people to adult. And science is telling us that the human brain does not fully mature until the age of 25. Think about it this way. The people who are leaving campus, the people that we are employing, if they're in their 20s, they are just beginning to mature fully upstairs. And the emotional part of their brain actually matures way before the rational part of their brain. In fact, the rational part of their brain, called the prefrontal cortex, is the one that matures last in your brain, in our brain. And we're expecting these people to reason, to act rationally, and they have just started being rational, so to speak, scientifically speaking. And another science tells us this, that the emotional brain is 5 times faster and more powerful than the thinking brain. The thinking brain is 5 times slower or weaker. And these people, all their lives, we have conditioned them to choice. We have conditioned them to tech. We've conditioned them to instant gratification. And we expect them, because they have entered the workplace, to learn and relearn all of that at a go. So I'm posing here that I'm actually starting to say that we are having some unfair expectations right off the bat. That's what I'm saying at this point, because these young people are in transition. So it's not a fair expectation to expect them to get it right. We are living in what we call a VUCA world: volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. We ourselves have not figured that out. They have just come into that VUCA world with a brain that has just finished developing fully, and we're expecting them to behave properly. It's not a fair expectation. Then they are used to choice. Now, this is the interesting about choice. Choice is great, but choice also means that there's a fear, and there's a great expectation, and there's fear, a higher fear of failure, and a higher chance of failure, because the more choice you have, the more wrong choices you have as well. These young people who are coming into this VUCA world have expectations as well, even as we have expectations of them. They are seeking identity. They are seeking significance. They are seeking to be accepted. They are seeking authenticity. In a world that is so fake, they are looking for the real, and they are looking for some form of stimulation. And when we don't give them that, they get it from somewhere else. So they are looking for advice. They are looking for assistance, support, help, guidance. And what do we give them? I will not answer that, because as we go along, we will answer that. But from my interactions with HR people, just saying. In fact, the thing that got me to like working with millennials is because the thing I kept hearing from HR people is how problematic millennials were or are. And of course, when they say millennials, they extend that definition to include all younger people. So they think that these people are difficult to manage. They think these people are lazy. They are entitled. They are all manner of accusations. We will find out whether that is true or myth. So this young person has just finished school, and they're seeking these things, and they have come to the world of work. So we have graduated them, and we tell them to apply for jobs, which they do. They apply for all the jobs and they get none. And when they do get a job, what do we tell them? We want a person with 40 years experience. They are aged 24. Where are they supposed to get that experience? And we are not giving them a chance. In our country, ladies and gentlemen, this saying is not unpopular. Kazi kwa vijana, pesa kwa wazee. It is typical of in our society. These young people, we need to work, but we are the ones who are gaining. Well, I'm not a mzee, but the mzees, the wazés are the ones that are gaining. So if you were to put that in terms of generations, the boomers who hold the economy, who hold the news, who hold the information that we are getting, who control the power systems, are the ones who are defining these things. And I'm saying that preempting something that we are going to discuss along the way. Okay? So that's our young person. So they're having trouble looking for a job. And we promise them, so many vijana, mtapata kazi nzuri sana. We promise them to go to school. They'll get a fantastic job and they'll start making a lot of money. Now they are here not getting work. Now add that to something that when we were growing up was not present. It's called social media. And they are now trying to keep up with their peers. In our day, it used to be called keeping up with the Joneses. Today, I think it is keeping up with the Kardashians. They're trying to keep up with everyone. And these people that they're trying to keep up with are living fake lives. There's nothing real about what they are doing. And they are convincing our young people that that's the way we should live. So we have a fake generation, and they are fearing to miss out on what is going on, hence the term FOMO. So FOMO has become a reality. And now we have a new breed of people called FOMO sapiens. So we have moved from Homo sapiens to FOMO sapiens. We don't want to miss out on a thing. And there is this deluge of data coming from social media. In the social media, we have put ads there. We have smart devices everywhere. Even in our sitting rooms, we have a big smart device there called a smart TV. And now we are bombarded by information right, left, and center. Somebody called this an infocalypse. We have way too much information. It's killing us. So these people, we promised them heaven, and here they are struggling. And I was actually looking at some statistics in the West that actually say that the millennials in particular are quite a disadvantaged bunch, and possibly even the generations below them, because the boomers have stayed longer at work and they have more money, they have more power, they have more control. And these young people have come into the workplace, there are not enough jobs, and then they have been hit by two catastrophes. There was the financial crunch of 2009, and now the coronavirus. So the millennials in particular have been disadvantaged financially. So they have so many issues that are affecting them, and they are cascading to our 20-something-year-olds. Now, when these people cannot find stability, guess what happens? They don't leave home. And somebody called them the Peter Pan generation, because for those of you who know Peter Pan, he refused to grow up. So we are accusing them of refusing to grow up. They are not growing up. They are not leaving home. And in some cases, they are going there, they are going out and then coming back home. And this is common, especially in the developed world and in the developing world. We have seen it even in our country. These people are glued to their phones. So according to us, they are lazy. According to them, they have different ways of working. According to us, at a certain time, somebody needs to adult. They need to change up. According to them, adulting is hard. So adulting can wait a little bit. I want to introduce you to Solana Imani Rowe. This young woman uses the name SZA, or she calls herself Caesar. Caesar is a singer and songwriter, and she wrote a song called 20-somethings in 2017. Her album, the album that contains the song is actually a platinum album, meaning it has sold over 1 million copies. The song itself on YouTube has 11 million views. And here I picked a few lyrics because she was 20-something when she said that. She was born in 89, so I believe she's 32 now. In her song 20-somethings, this is what she says, that honesty hurts when you are getting older. Hoping to keep the rest of my friends, meaning she has lost some of her friends. Remember, you're coming out of uni, you're coming from college looking for work. So you are leaving your old friends. You're in that transition where you are having to get new friends because of the place you work, because of the town or the city that you're moving into. So she's hoping to keep her new friends. She's saying there's not a thing in my name. Financial issues come about, especially when you're trying to keep up with the Kardashians and the influencers and the people that you follow on social media. And she says she only knows fear. And she has this kibwagizo that she keeps saying in that song, praying these 20-somethings don't kill me. That was in 2017. This year, Caesar deleted her TikTok account. And in a live interview, this is what she said, that it's weird sometimes when your personal thoughts and feelings align with some of the things people say about you. And she continued to add that it's hard not to fall into that weird hole of self-loathing. So she was talking about social media being a place where she has faced so much hate to a point where she has had mental issues. She's just 32. She's still going through her quarter-life crisis. And she's just a mirror of what has been happening, because it's a period of high stress, so high that some people are so overwhelmed, they have this sinking feeling, and some of them are actually drowning. The World Health Organization says that the second highest cause of death among 15 to 29-year-olds is suicide. I'll repeat that. Suicide is the second highest cause of death among 15 to 29-year-olds. That statistic should worry you. Those are young people. Those are people who are falling between the age we are saying and slightly a bit earlier, but they are falling smack in that bracket that we are discussing today. Quarter life is a real issue. It has not been given enough prominence. It has not been given enough spotlight as midlife crisis has been given. And we are going to see why as we continue. Let's hit the research. Let's hit the science and look at some stats. LinkedIn did a study in 2017 before COVID, and they found that 75% of people aged 25 to 33 reported to have had a quarter life crisis. 75%. I'll bet you that now that we have gone through COVID, this number could be higher. I bet it could be higher. So they went on to find out what these people had gone through, and this is what they said. They said they had been unsure of what to do next in career or life. A whopping 59% of them said that. 54% said they were frustrated about their career options. 49% said they were not making nearly enough money. 44% of them said buying property is out of reach. That sounds very familiar in our country. 44% said they were feeling stuck in a rut. 43% said they have not been trained enough. 35% said they were under pressure to either marry or have a baby. I actually know people who have been told things like this. 33% said they haven't achieved personal goals, like running a marathon, something that you'd want to do for yourself. And 32% of them said they were not yet pursuing the career they want. They were feeling like they were in the wrong career. And I can relate to this. And I challenge you who's older to remember you are 20-somethings. Some of these things will ring a bell for you as well. Now, the statistics continue, and 36% said they changed their career. Actually, 36% of them actually changed their career entirely. 28% went traveling and stayed traveling. They didn't come back. They extended the trip. 27% relocated to a different part of the country. 23% went into full-time education or training. 23% took a career break. 21% of them resigned without knowing what to do. We are calling that the great resignation today. You can see it didn't start now. 14% lived or worked abroad for an extended period of time. 11% of them started a business. 10% of them traded full-time work for freelance. And 10% took a sabbatical. These are the reasons they gave, because they were going through an existential crisis. Now that we have agreed, the science is telling us, and the things around us are telling us that there is a crisis. What are we to do? I picked this picture of two very old men who are my heroes in my 20-somethings. I hope you get the joke there. They were my heroes when I was 20-somethings. Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger. They have acted in a movie called Escape Plan. And I like the credo or the catchphrase that no one breaks out alone. So they're in a jail and they are able to escape, but not alone, by working together. And I want us to think about how we can work together to help our younger people, our 20-somethings, to get out of this problem that has escalated more than it was when we were growing up. And I'm saying that it has escalated because it was there. I actually have interviewed some professionals about this same subject, and we have had to look back at our 20-somethings and agree that we too were in a crisis. It was just not highlighted. Maybe it was not named then, or we didn't know about it, but we were in a crisis. And getting out of that crisis is not something that one can do alone. It requires collaboration, and that's what we're about to learn right now. So I went to the wild. I am a wildlife enthusiast. I like watching animals. And I found two amazing pack animals. I want to throw this to chat. Who can identify the animals? The top right and the bottom left. Let me see who knows their animals. Let me see who knows their animals. Who can identify those animals? Mongoose. James Mooley says mongoose. James, you're my man. Meerkat at the top. Arnold, no, I'll go with James. It's a banded mongoose. Doreen says a hyena. It's not a meerkat, it's not a hyena. Murugi says wild dog. Yep, correcto. Jackals and hyenas are wrong. Mongoose and wild dogs. I'll take mongoose and wild dogs. Yes. Wolves. Okay, David Muriuki wolves, yes, because they are called African painted wolves. So we'll go with that as well. So those are wild dogs and mongoose. Let me tell you why I chose these animals, even as you keep writing your suggestions. I'll put it to rest. Kevin, you want to read? Kevin, what you're seeing? I've moved from the chat.
No, it's okay. From the chats, people are still saying hyenas. We have Anthony's Maina says Kagui. Okay.
Kagui. That's my kids, man. Anyway. All right. So you're not very wrong. So the top left are banded mongoose or mongooses. Let me tell you why I chose these guys. These guys know how to deal with transitions. When they give birth, they have these little mongooses. So I'll give you a scenario. A mother has given birth to a litter of young little mongooses. They are all assigned a mentor. Believe it or not, in the animal kingdom, they are assigned a mentor. So every little mongoose is accompanied by another mongoose, a bigger and older mongoose. And before you hit them, these are not the ones that come and eat your chicken. They live in the wild. They are called banded mongooses. You can see they have lines. So don't eat your chicken. These ones are nicer. Now, that mentor shows the young one how to forage for food. That mentor looks out for the welfare of the young one. They show them the danger in the skies, the birds of prey, and they show them how to avoid them, the snakes, and they show them the things that they eat. It's amazing. It's actually unbelievable. But they actually assign mentorship roles to other mongooses in the colony. Only the mother feeds the children. So in the evening, they'll go and feed from the mother, but come daylight, they will go out with their mentor. And in the first 2-3 months of their life, they are trained how to do these things. And in the in the 4th month, going to the 5th, they are now released. They have been trained enough. They can be able to live in their wild world as fully trained. They have been given the powers to read and write and do all that pertains to being a banded mongoose, which is amazing. They are prepared to face their world. And I think the wild is actually VUCA, if you know what I mean. It is volatile. These are small guys. They are eaten by many bigger guys. It is really uncertain. It is VUCA. So they prepare their young for a VUCA world. Now, the painted wolf, like somebody called them, they are called wild dogs or painted wolves. This animals are amazing. Their success rate as hunters, as a pack hunter, is 80%. Every time they go out hunting, they catch their prey 80% of the time. The king of the jungle, lion, my favorite animal, by the way, catches their prey only 30% of the time. Look at that difference. These animals, the wild dog, catch their prey 80% of the time. Why did I choose these animals as well, to show us what super parents can do? When they get their children, they assign a sentinel. Whenever they go hunting, they leave their young ones with somebody to look after them, because they are smaller than lions, they are smaller than hyenas, they are smaller than leopards. So their young ones can be killed by this bigger prey. So they have someone looking after them. And when they are old enough, they accompany the hunting party in a hunt. And note this, children always have first right to food. So once the animal is brought down, the first animals to eat are the children. They are given that privilege, and they are taught how to be part of the team. And when they grow up, the tradition continues. I am saying that because these two animals are showing us how we can focus on our young people instead of being the ones who are talking badly and being detractors of the future generation. They are super parents, these two animals. No wonder these wild dogs have such success. I use the parenting allegory because in one of my interviews, one of my interviewees about quarter-life crisis said that in leadership, in our organizations, we have to start thinking like parents. If we are being brought these young people who we are now discovering that, number one, their brains are not fully developed until they are 25. And we are expecting them to function as well as we who have been in this role or who have been in this industry for so long, then we are wrong. We need to mentor these people. We need to teach them. We actually need so many things. We need servant leadership. You know, parenting is 24/7. You are a full-time parent, and you are a parent all your life, as long as you're alive and your children are alive. We need leaders who are thinking like that. We need leaders who mentor, who coach, who teach, who show empathy, who show compassion, and at the same time, who are firm. And these animals, for me, speak that language. Another thing that we must do is to recognize something called cognitive distortions. Now, Kevin had said that you bring out your notebooks. So if you have your notebooks, please write cognitive distortions and you'll Google it and you will see what this means. But an easy description or definition for cognitive distortions is just biases. So we have all manner of biases. And the one that I want to address right here is there's one there called catastrophizing. It's just making things worse than they really are. So we have listened to a lot of research that has told us these people are lazy and entitled and bad, and they want instant gratification, etc., etc. That is not entirely true. We have also looked for every and any information that qualifies what we believe. You know that one, confirmation bias. We have looked for that to tell us what we believe about these people is wrong. Represented here are parents here, right here in this congregation of people that I'm talking to. I am a parent, and I am trying to bring up my child the best way, to bring up a responsible person, but I'm looking outwards and starting to call the young people who are out there lazy and entitled, and I'm also bringing up children. So we need to realize that those people that we talk about are in our homes. They are our brothers and sisters. They are in our offices, and start labeling our own cognitive distortions, our biases, and then starting to deal with them. Now, let me show you something that will probably change your mind. Are you that person who says, back in my day? Are you that person who says, kids these days? Are you one of those? Then you're the one I'm talking to. Plato, you have heard of Plato, the philosopher, in 500 BC said this about young people. What is happening to our young people? They disrespect their elders. They disobey their parents. They ignore the law. They riot in the streets, inflamed with wild notions. Their morals are decaying. What is to become of them? 500 years BC. the young people were still discriminated against. Let's move a bit closer. In 1624, Thomas Burns, he was a minister at a church called St. Margaret's in the UK. He said, youth were never more saucy. Yeah, never more savagely saucy. Yes, and I know the spelling looks like that. Yes, it was like that. Saucy means they were insolent, they were presumptuous, they were defiant. That's how they were describing young people in 1624. We are still moving a bit closer. 1771, the young people are called a race of effeminate, self-admiring, emaciated fribbles. So this person was saying they were feminine. All young people are feminine. They admired themselves and they were thin and they were foolish in 1771. And he wrote that in a magazine. In 1843, someone said the morals of children are tenfold worse than formerly. The Earl of Shaftesbury in 1843. So I hope you are seeing a narrative that has been created by the older generation since time immemorial. This is some of the things that we are not told, that young people are usually discriminated against. If you're a basketball fan, like me, I'm a crazy basketball fan. You must have heard of the debate between Michael Jordan and LeBron James. Who is the GOAT? And I tell you, everyone who is older says MJ is the GOAT, Michael Jordan. They don't want to hear a debate about LeBron because the older discriminate against the younger. I'm pausing for effect. Now, science tells us that while we discriminate against younger people, there is something they call memory bias. And memory bias is a whole different ballgame. But what it does in this particular case is that we are judging the young people based on who we are today. So we presume that we are better. So we have grown, we are more responsible, we are better workers, we are more equipped. So when we judge them, we are not looking at ourselves at that time. We are looking at ourselves partly or largely partly now. And we are trying to say that we were better than they are. And that's why people keep saying kids these days or back in my day. So now that we are seeing that there's a trend of the old judging the young, and we're talking about having more empathy, having more compassion, having servant leadership where we are thinking like parents. What ought we to do, especially in the workplaces? This is my proposition. This is my proposal to you. Create meaningful workplaces. Create meaningful workspaces. Give people meaningful work. And the statistics speak for themselves about where meaningful work is. That 70% of employees want more meaningful work. I will not go through all the statistics, but I'll say this, that when people find meaningful work, they are more engaged, they are more productive, and they want to stay. And that will include even the younger generation. Some statistics that are not captured here say that the single largest contributor to a positive employee experience is meaningful work. And people are even willing to get to be paid less if they are doing meaningful work. All right? If we stop judging them more and start giving them meaningful work, purposeful work, where they find meaning, where they find meaning, where they find purpose at work. Here are some 10 sources of where people can find meaning at work, making a difference. So create work, tell them how what they do makes a difference. That could even be corporate social responsibility, helping others. Help them follow their passions and interests. Help them use their talents to achieve mastery in talent. I believe that everybody is gifted. I believe in something I call the X factor. I believe everybody has that X factor, the uniqueness. I believe that when they sharpen their talents and their gifts, I say that they can become superpowers. Let's help the young people achieve mastery in what they like doing. Challenge them. Challenge those young people to be more, to do more. Then give them work that aligns with your values, So teach your values. I have done a bit of research about values, and the younger generation in particular are concerned about values. You know, when the older generation are busy judging the young, and especially in the West, the young blame them for global warming, for instance. We are living in a world that is dying because of our parents and grandparents, because of the work that they did that caused that much pollution. So now the young people are more concerned about living or working in a place that has got values, because they are living in a world that is in the verge of collapse, and that's the world that they're inheriting. So let them have a feeling of belonging. So there's teamwork and acceptance. Remember, we talked about acceptance. Let them give them autonomy. They need to have freedom and agency or ownership. And then we create a legacy. What is the impact of their work? Okay. Then achieving status or receiving recognition and respect. Recognize their effort. Recognize their effort. And then pay them well, pay them enough. One of the issues that is going on, and especially in the West, like I said, is that the older generation in particular, they own everything. They own the media, they own the politicians, they own the industries. They are the richest. And I don't think it's only in the West. Pesa kwa wazee. I said that earlier. Kazi kwa vijana, pesa kwa wazee. Let us start paying these youngsters enough. What is enough? There's a market rate. There's a market rate that is fair, that is published for the industries that they're working in, that can enable them to live well, so that they are focused on doing your work for you. All righty? And I have one last statistic that I want to share. This is about Generation Z. 32% of Generation Z say that they can make a difference by doing meaningful work through their career. Now, I had a lot of statistics I was dealing with. I even have statistics from Kenya that we did when we were launching that millennial survey. And contrary to the way we say that young people are a flight risk, more than half of them are not sure that they want to leave your workplace. It is dependent on a number of things. So those are myths that we have been told. And of course, like I said, they are promulgated by us because we have negative bias. We have been biased to believe a certain way. So anything that is confirming what we already believe that is negative, that's what we take. And remember, who owns this media? Who owns these research firms? Who owns this information? It's not the young people. So their voice is not being heard as loud as it should be. What am I proposing here today, ladies and gentlemen? It is that we give them a chance. We give them a chance. We remember that we are inheriting, in our workplaces, we're inheriting younger people whose brains, like we said, are not fully developed. They are just finished developing, who need mentorship, who need compassion, and who need empathy. So I will stop there and I will take any questions.
Mwalimu Anthony, you have really, we are busy here thinking, my God, we are parents, and especially for parents on the call who are like, oh dear Lord, we need to unlearn. And and I like the statistics in the 1774 and stuff, like, yes. I mean, they blamed the young people then. It has always, it has gone through the generations to where we are now. And we are saying Generation Z is even worse yes. Because they actually know what they want and they're not afraid to say it and they're not afraid to go for it, which is not the usual, because from the generation we are coming from, then yeah, it becomes difficult. And I like that you also mentioned the fact that we now have Generation Alpha. I don't know who comes up with these names though. I mean, who names the
West?
Yeah,
it is the West. And like when I was doing my research, I came across somebody, and if there anybody who's interested in this, you can look for Ipsos Mori myths about millennials. So they talk about these generations and they say that sometimes we are claiming to have enough information and we don't, especially about Generation Z and now Alpha. We don't have enough data to say anything, and we are here saying the way we can differentiate them between millennials. We don't have enough information yet. We don't even know what Alpha will be like. We are assuming they will be a certain way.
Okay, okay, interesting. There's a question that came like right after you started, and this is an anonymous attendee who's saying, can quarter life crisis happen in your late 30s into your 40s? I have had many of my 40 plus friends and their friends, including myself, experience these symptoms of quarter life crisis.
The answer is yes. I'm not even batting an eyelid. I've done this, a similar call like this, and somebody who was on the call said the same thing, that those things you are explaining, they knew it was not midlife, it is quarter life. So yes, it is very possible for that to happen. It is possible for them to extend beyond the time that we would have expected them to extend to.
Interesting. And Joanne is saying, good evening. That is a great, but I keep wondering, I landed in Nairobi city at 19 years all alone and did not realize all this. Was I different?
I will say that there are always outliers among us, and she may have been an outlier. And the thing is, we are products of nature. Nature is how we are born. The personalities that, or the temperaments that we received, they were given to us. We were created with them. So we didn't choose to be extrovert or introvert. Then there is nurturing. So the nurture is a product of your experiences, the parenting, the things that you have experienced. So there are young people who don't go through the crisis. They will go through the stage, but for them, it's not a crisis. That, however, does not mean that the quarter life crisis does not exist. We have some lucky ones. The very same way, if we were to talk midlife is a time that we have allocated, but midlife crisis is not experienced by everyone.
Yeah. Somebody's saying, wouldn't above 40 be a midlife crisis though? I guess the symptoms are the same, yeah?
They're not the same.
No, but Anthony said midlife is back, quarter life is forward. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, interesting. There's there's a comment by Beverly. Beverly, thank you for joining us today. It's been a while since you joined us. Parents, HRPs, and other senior professionals need to unlearn. I agree with you. That this is a lesson for us. But there's a question by Joy who is saying, one of the crises is on career change and having impact or meaning. What's your take on versatility, millennials changing jobs or employment within short periods for better terms, which is well frowned upon by most recruiters and may also be contrary to the notion of experience?
Wow.
By the way, you know, these guys are giving us a character development, and this is from a HR point, eh?
Yes.
Yes.
A fantastic question, that one. This is my take on this. Now, like I said that now, currently for myself, I work for my company. I have been an employee, so I understand this question. These younger people, they grew up in a time when they are more assertive. They grew up at a time when they can make decisions, firmer decisions than when we were growing up. And I've happened to fall in the generation X, and the one between millennials and boomers. And this is what I would say. The boomers, our parents, were very loyal. That one you can't remove from them. They were not even, they would stick to one job for life. Then came us who were not like them. We could stick if things were good or we could move. Then the millennials came and they are accused of not being loyal. And I said this, that even the Kenyan statistics don't quite agree with that. They are not all a flight risk. It is dependent on a couple of things. And like Grace is saying that HR people are being schooled, we have to learn and unlearn and relearn some things. If the conditions are not right, if they are getting a better deal, they will go. And that's not because they are millennials, it's because it's a human factor. If you're not getting a better deal where you are likely to go where the grass is greener. I'm saying this because there are places of work that are not the best to work in terms of conditions, in terms of leadership, in terms of perks, in terms of even raising your voice to to ask a question. And I am a consultant, I am a trainer. So I do training needs analysis. I meet with people. I'm also a coach. I talk to people who are going through transitions. I hear stories of workplaces that are toxic. I worked in one place that I remember that I think was very toxic. And when I got greener pastures and I am not a millennial, I left. So I would say it is incumbent upon our leadership. Remember what we have said, that our leadership needs to be like a parent. We need to realize that we are nurturing, we are mentoring, we are showing compassion. Workplaces, when I was growing up, or rather when in our time, we were taught to leave our issues at the gate and to come and be professional. That is changing. You're coming as a holistic person. So your issues, some of your issues actually matter. And that's what we have to realize. I was talking to a HR professional not so long ago, and she works for a big organization here in Kenya. And she was telling me that their organization in particular, which employs upper middle class, has been faced by the great resignation. And they have learned that the workplace is changing from a workplace driven to an employee driven workplace. So we are now focusing on the needs of the employees more than before. That's my take on that, Grace.
Actually, I sort of agree with you. Some of the organizations have shifted to, instead of focusing on the customer per se, they are focusing on the employee and then the employee focuses on the customer. So that then, and you know, the marketplace has really changed. The world of work has really changed. Nowadays, it's not you sit back and a customer comes to you. You have to go to the customer to serve them. So it becomes quite an interesting dynamics. And allow me to say this webinar is brought to you by Atara Solutions in partnership with Balcon Housing and Stallion Construction Company Limited. The person was asking about the versatility of the careers for this young generation. We have career guidance next week. We are discussing leveraging on career guidance for in your workplaces. So that will be a topic that we will look forward to as we now continue discussing these issues that are affecting people in our workplaces. All right, Anthony, let me ask you now, how do we support the managers who are unlearning? How can we, what are some of the things that we can do in our workplaces to support the people who are unlearning? We have people here on this call, we have business people, we have HR professionals, we have other professionals, marketing, people who do L&D, people who do all sorts of people are here, including Catherine, the sign language interpreter. So how do we support or become champions to support these people who are going through this crisis?
All right, that's a fantastic one. It's not an easy one, but I'll say it's a fantastic question because we have to think what to do about that. So number one is continuous development of ourselves. So I forgot to say this, I had put some notes somewhere, but I kind of forgot to say this in one of my slides. Recently, I was involved in a car accident and my car was smashed. And the guy who hit me paid, but I was charged something called excess fee. At least, thankfully, I had I had covered that in my insurance. And I was told that what excess means is that even you who was hit, you have a part to play. Why was your car there? There's that part that's what my insurer told me. And I was upset, but it's a reality. If it wasn't there, it would not have been hit. And one of the things that we ought to own up to is that we have a part to play. We have to own the fact that we have a part to play. It is easy to blame others than to blame self. So we are always pointing fingers. Let's now point inwards. We are the ones who are tasked with mentoring, with coaching, with teaching, like the banded mongooses. So we have to continue developing ourselves. We have to get coaching if we need it. We have to get mentorship if we need it. If there's one thing that I keep saying, I am a coach. But one of the things that I keep saying is that people need a mentor. Every young person I meet, I tell them they need a mentor. Every person my age, I tell them that we need mentors too, because we were not told that enough. And some of us have found our way through peer mentorship and peer relationships and learning and making mistakes. But there are those of us who have had mentors, and they will tell us that it has made all the difference. Someone you can bounce off things, someone who has walked the walk and can answer your questions, can tell you stories, can guide you. So we need to first focus on ourselves, build ourselves up so that we are robust enough to take care of them. Yep.
All right. I totally agree with you. Somebody is asking, please share how we can reach Anthony. Yes, please. Anthony is coach and he speaks to people in organizations and especially the youth. He also does church talks for the people in church. Like he's an all-rounded speaker. So you guys want to get a hold of Anthony. Allow me to just read this comment from Joanne. I strongly believe the problem with our children nowadays is that they were pampered too much and lacked nothing. We need Cain back to schools and home. The nurturing and mentoring and being calm is very unique and jargon omera.
Let me respond to that. I would love to respond to that. I don't, Joanne, thank you very much for your comment. I don't disagree with you wholly, but I disagree with you to some point. And I'll base it on real fact. I know a man, this man, he grew up with sisters. He's an only man. He was caned once by his father, once in his lifetime. And he is, in my view, one of the most people I know. I'm using that one, and I know a couple of others, but he's one of the best examples. Now, I went to a primary school where we were beaten like dogs. In fact, I think, like donkeys. It was excessive. I'm talking as an adult. I'm in my 40s. I look back at the caning that was happening and I say it was wrong. It was wrong. I remember a certain case that I have never forgotten. Somebody in we were 3 streams. So people exchanged them or Kenya. They were cheating in an exam. So the teachers came, 4 teachers went to that classroom. They came to our classroom and the other classroom. We were busy revising. I was in class 8. And they said, that if one group cheats, we've all cheated. And 4 teachers spent the next 2 hours punishing us for a crime, in quotes, that had been committed in a different place. By that, I'm saying that caning is okay, but only if it is, and I've always looked for a public forum to give my views about that, only if it is regulated, because it was unregulated. I remember one of my teachers used a plank of wood and hit a boy in the head and it broke. I watched that when I was growing up. I have met many people who ran away from school because of being caned. When I went to high school, our caning was very interesting. The head teacher would invite the discipline master, and we had to sign that you walked in, you received 3 of the best, and you walked out by yourself. So that you don't go and claim that you are caned and then you broke a leg in the office while you're getting caned. You could not make a claim like that. There were witnesses. So I do believe, yes, that it should be brought back, but under controlled circumstances, because it may not necessarily be the answer. Some of the caning that was happening was not helpful.
Actually, my friend Posa is here. She's one person who has fought it. She says there is no context in which caning is okay. And she has even shared a link for us to read. Anthony, everyone is asking for your contacts. If you can put it on their chat, it will be excellent. I've seen 2 people asking. I don't know whether you want to give your number or what you want to do, but please do that.
Okay.
And for you, if you're looking for a coach to work with you, please reach out to Anthony. He's a wonderful coach, especially even when you're switching jobs, because he deals with transitions. His experience is in transition. So if you're switching jobs, you have just gotten married, you are just graduated, all these things that you're transitions from, that is his specialty. Of course, the youth is the other one. And we have partnered in a lot other places. Anthony, you have sent a direct message to me. Is it to me? Yeah.
Oopsie. Okay.
You need to send to everyone.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, I'm just trying to see. Oh, Grace, could you please do mentorship as a topic? Yes, we will plan for that. Next week, we are doing career guidance. because I know most of us need to understand how it's done, and so that we're able to support our people in the workplaces. And then we have partnered with the College of Career Guidance, and they'll be here next week to tell us what to do. And if you'd like to join their class, they have an intake ongoing that is just beautiful and wonderful. You guys would enjoy that. And then the week after that, because unfortunately we had planned this month without remembering that it's mental health. So hopefully the week after next week, the first week of June, we will deal with mental health, and we'll do mental health twice in June just to cover for this one, because I have a feeling we needed to do a mental health in celebration of Mother's Day or parenting, because Father's Day is also coming in June. So we'll combine those and deal with mental health during transitions, because we discuss these things that affect our daily lives. I mean, who says that we don't exist in life, even if our specialty is workplaces? All right. There's somebody who's saying, I also agree. Okay, that was discussion on corporal punishment. Yeah, so I don't know, Anthony, somebody is asking whether you're sharing your presentation.
I can share it with you.
Okay, Sawa. So Anthony will share the presentation and we'll be able to share with you guys. Yes, the session was recorded. We're actually live on Facebook. Hi, Yusuf. Hi, Irene, and anyone else who's tuned in on Facebook. I don't know who else is there. You can say hello, and I have not seen any question from you guys. So I'm assuming that we are still together. I can see you guys are actively engaged. So that's a really, really good thing. And yes, we will upload the recording on our YouTube channel. And I'm sure Kevin is about to post the link to our YouTube channel. Please, Jacinta has already done that. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, and also join our WhatsApp group. We have a WhatsApp group so that you can stay updated on the topics and whatever it is we are discussing. Anthony, parting shot.
Parting shot. Before I make a parting shot, there is a question I think we missed from Angela Ogutu. She was saying, is an existential crisis before 30 characterized as quarter-life crisis? Angela, the answer is yes to that one. I will move on to my parting shot. My parting shot is this. I really love this quote, and I'm guilty of using it too often. The illiterate of the 21st century will not be those people who cannot read or write. It will be those people who cannot learn, unlearn, or relearn. It was said by Alvin Toffler. And he said this, I love that the fact he said this in 1970. 1970, 30 years before that century he was talking about. He could foresee that we need to learn. So we are learning, but the tricky part is unlearning. So we have to unlearn. We have to realize that we all have biases, and then unlearn those biases and learn to be more empathetic and more compassionate. We are bringing a new kind of leadership. I have seen books, I've not read the book yet, that's talking about humility in leadership. And one of the things that we have all learned during COVID is how little we know. We know only what is in our field. We don't know what's in other fields. So COVID has taught us to be humble, to be willing to learn from others. So that's what I'm calling upon us to start doing, to learn, to unlearn what does not work, what is wrong, what should be changed, and to relearn what we forgot. Now, relearning is another thing that we have started doing during COVID. And one of the things that I hope we all relearned is a place of family. During COVID, we were stuck with them in homes. We were stuck with our children. We were stuck with our spouses for those who are married. So that is my parting shot for all of us, that we have to be willing to learn. We must be willing to admit that we don't know everything. Two, to unlearn. We have to say that some of the things we have held as normal, as okay, might not have a place now. So we must unlearn those ones. And then we must be willing to relearn what we forgot. And I also want to add that it's not as easy as just making a quote. The process of unlearning is not that simple. Whenever you are unlearning something, and especially something like what I have shown us, that the statistics tell us that it has been an ongoing thing, the bias against young people. When we are unlearning something like that, remember when someone is going to unlearn an addiction, it's so much easier to learn to get addicted than to unlearn. So unlearning is a process and it's difficult. We have to confront our biases every day and challenge them. That is my parting shot.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. I love it. I love it. I love it. Today you have taken us, you know, Anthony, you and I get along very well because we are very, tunasonganga tukisonga. So
Tunasonganga tukisonga, you really.
We tell it as it is. And yes, this is Get It Right with the Tara Solutions, where you are certain to get it right. That is why we do this, because we want you to get it right. It is not a joke. It's not trial and error. We are getting it right the first time. So, and that is why we exist. So Kevin, you can give shout outs to our partners. And of course, we appreciate our audience. Quickly before they start telling us they want to catch up with Azimio. and
all right. Thank you to our partners, Balcon Housing, Stallion Company, College of Business and Technology, AIMS, Wandy Restaurant, the Career Management Center, Pathway Solution. As always, they always have something for us. Weekly Solutions. Weekly Solution is in Nairobi. Kapula Mintito, as Grace mentioned. Don't hesitate, please hit her inbox, ask her to let her hizo mapochopocho
from Mombasa.
Yes, mapochopocho from Mombasa. Fina Gardens Resort, please. I know most of us go to these getaways. Don't hesitate when you hit Naivasha. Get in touch with them. They have a special offer for us, so please get in touch with them, tell them it's from Atara Solution, and definitely you'll have something. We also have College of Career Guidance and Development. Please, if you know or you feel like you need to have a pathway towards that direction, never hesitate to reach out to them. Back to you, Grace.
Thank you very much, Kevin. I think you're coming a long way. We have been reminded to nurture people, so I can see that you're getting there. In my 45-year-old self, I will rest and let you run with this thing. But yeah, so thank you very much to you, our audience. You are our #1 partners. Thank you very much for keeping it. Get It Right with the Tara Solutions every Tuesday from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Thank you very much, Catherine Sindandi, for your dedication. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow at the HR Congress, 8th HR Congress in Mombasa. If you're in our audience and you're here in Mombasa, please say hello to me tomorrow as we kick off the main learning sessions. So, and I look forward to having you. Please, next week, bring yourself and any other person who you think need to understand how to leverage on career guidance. All the TVET teachers, anyone who works with the youth, everyone who supports any other person. If you're a big brother or a parent or a cousin or a mentor, a coach, and you need to guide people, please join us next week, because we are leveraging on career guidance for excellence in your workplace. So thank you very much for being here, and we shall see you next week, same time, same place. As always, your moderator of choice, Grace Nzula. And this is exciting. And thank you very much, Anthony. And we look forward to more engagements. And the chat is booming. I think you have hit, they are getting it right.
Thank you so much.
So thank you very much. Right. I know it's past your bedtime, so I will. I had to say that. And yeah, so excellent. Anthony has shared his number, so you can get in touch with him. And I have seen my sister. Thank you very much for making the time to join us. I can see you're enlightened. Yeah. Lucy, thank you very much for being here. Excellent. And Jen Olago, asante sana for making the time. And everybody of you, I'm just reading the people who commented on the chat. And I've seen Tuni is also here. Asante ni sana, Janet. You guys are fantastic. Elizabeth, Anthony Minor, Sabina Sasa. Who else haven't I mentioned? Anne Mercy, Lorraine, I hope you've seen the chat, and please join the WhatsApp group. Jacqueline Kimaru, I hope you've seen the WhatsApp group. Please join Catherine. Thank you very much. Nerea, thank you so much. You guys are just fantastic. Caro, Antonio.
Grace, I want to appreciate someone called Dr. Serema. That is my wife. She's somewhere watching, and he's saying, "Great job, Grace and Tony." It's always nice to hear praise from my wife, because I'm always afraid that I didn't do a good job. So I go there looking down, how was it? So I'm saying, now he's written here, "Great job, Grace and Tony."
Now today dinner will be served the whole week. You're good.
Oh yeah, man.
And I need to stop recording this. So thank you guys, and have yourselves a lovely evening. For the guys following us on YouTube, on Facebook, thank you very much, and I hope the session was engaging for you. And yeah, so see you next Tuesday, same time, same place. We are discussing leveraging on career guidance in the workplace, and after that in June we start off with mental health. So take care of yourselves and enjoy your night. Those in Mombasa, please munisalimia kesho tafadhali. I like meeting my people. Sabina, I have seen your hand. Nitumie a message. And Frank, thank you for your partnership. Our partners, we really appreciate you. Balcon Housing, Stallion Construction Company, Ames College of Business and Technology, Wandi Restaurant, Career Management Center, Pathway Solutions, WeClean, College of Career Guidance and Development, Fina Gardens Resort in Naivasha, and Pathway Solution Services. There's the last one I have forgotten. Kapula Mintito. Oh my God. But when I'm coming back, by the way, I'm going to talk to Mabuyu. Yes. All right.
You've been invited to.
I have been invited to
Akwe Cities.
Aki, I really wanted. It collided with our Congress. I really wanted to go to Akwe Cities. It's in Kisumu. They have over 5,000 delegates. Imagine, from the whole of Africa. Yeah, it's an amazing event happening down in Kisumu. Jen, you know I'm coming to Kisumu. I have come for fish. Yeah, so thank you so much, guys, and have yourself a lovely night.